There may be great news this morning that Todd Cantwell is returning to Rangers because guess what, guys? He's in training this morning. I said that as if he left us on a transfer years ago. No, he's back in training. Hopefully, he will feature against Benfica because that is massive, right? That would be absolutely massive, especially with the amount of injuries going on at the minute. It seems like we're dropping like flies to get him back, especially in the form that he was in pre-injury. I think 2024 Todd Campbell's been brilliant. I was critical of him. I have been critical of the guy this season. I said he can't just score a goal and disappear for 10 games. But ever since that, ever since the old firm, I think into 2024, which obviously wasn't in 2024, he stepped up. But that doesn't change the fact there's FUDs in this world, folks. And we've got Chris Sutton. And Chris Sutton and Todd Cantwell, they can't resist each other. And Chris Sutton has fired a new jab. And this was centered around the biggest divers in Europe and football, I guess. I mean, not just Europe, you will get divers elsewhere. He was discussing them, of course, and he was mentioning the names of Bruno Fernandes and Harry Kane. So, right. Well, we may as well just dive into what he said about Cantwell. He says, not holding back, and I quote, I should say Todd Cantwell as well, but I'm not going down that petty route. That's pretty much what he said there. Now, of course, what he means by the petty route is because we've got a bit of a beef, and obviously Sutton, former Celtic player, Todd Cantwell, current Rangers player. That adds fuel to the petty debate, I guess. But, I'm not going to sit here and deny that Todd Cantwell has not dived in the past, right? But to say he's one of the biggest divers in world football while having that discussion, now obviously, right, with Bruno Fernandes starting for United every week and Harry Kane, being one of the best strikers in the world, they're going to gather a wee bit more attention than Todd Cantwell. That's the reality of it, right? But what you've got to look at this and say is Bruno Fernandes. If we're just talking about these three, Bruno Fernandes is by far the worst, man. I actually despise watching United and seeing him on the pitch, man. Like, he won't even get touched, man. He'll go down holding his ankle for like 20 minutes, right? And then as soon as he clocks that United are actually in a dangerous position, he gets up like nothing wrong with him. And just, actually, you've got to look at the fact that he just looks like a rat. If it smells like a rat, looks like a rat, 99 out of 100, it is a rat. I do not like Bruno Fernandes, folks, right? I just do not like the guy. I think when he came into United, right, he was massive for them. If you remember, just before COVID hit, it seemed like every game that Manchester United were involved with, Bruno Fernandes would either get them a crucial goal or a crucial assist. I think he's pish. I mean, see back then, like there was a debate like, oh, who's better between De Bruyne and Bruno Fernandes? I wonder who's better between Kevin De Bruyne and Bruno Fernandes, man. If that's even a debate, no, what that is, that's delusional people on Twitter, Manchester United fan accounts like United Dre and other tools like that just don't have a clue what they're on about, man. To even suggest that is baffling, of course. But back to Todd Cantwell. Of course he's dove Todd Cantwell, and I'll call out diving. I remember the dive he did against Aberdeen. It was pathetic, right? But to actually consider him in a debate like this, to me, is a mess. Of course, Sutton, he's labelled him TikTok Todd before. Back it up with trophies. And I actually agree with the back it up with trophies thing for Cantwell, but you've got to say something for Todd Cantwell. He's kind of shut up in recent months. He's won a League Cup trophy, and there's still a quadruple on for Rangers, so you never ever know. You'll never ever know how many trophies. Well, I'll say you'll never ever know. You have to tune in back in May, man, and hopefully tomorrow Rangers will lay the smackdown against Benfica. But of course, guys, if you want to see a match preview, that will be up on the channel later. And what do you guys think? Do you think Todd Cantwell's a diver? And better yet, do you think he's one of the biggest divers in Europe? I think to even consider him in the same sentence as Bruno Fernandes is nothing short of disgraceful, in my opinion. But in terms of injury news, we'll just talk about Todd Cantwell because I'll save a bit for the match preview. It's brilliant to have him back. Like I said earlier, I mean, the guy was in great form before he got injured. Good to see it's not too bad. In terms of Dujon Stollen as well, I may as well add this in. He did post on Instagram like soon, where they like emoji of thumbs up. So hopefully Dujon Stollen will be back soon because the way we're playing at the minute, the Motherwell game was just a blip. It was. Like, obviously you can fear. I feared at the time, like, oh, is that going to derail us a wee bit? But it didn't. But, if we can just avoid not too many more injuries, I think we'll be looking good. What I think's been crucial as well is we haven't really suffered many injuries at the back. Yeah, not being Ben Davies, Balogun did suffer the facial injury, but you look at Yilmaz, he stayed fit for a while. Tavernier and Goldson normally always stay fit, and Suter, well, he's never really fit. Has. I know a few people will blast Connor Goldson. I've blasted him as well, but I mean, I'd rather start Connor Goldson than Ben Davies. I mean, personally, my two centre backs would be Suter and Balogun, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that goes, guys. But overall, that's Chris Sutton slabbing about our wee Todd yet again, but I'll defend him. And aye, tune in to a match preview later on the night.